Is it doing stuff? Oh my god. I don't know. See? I'm never prepared, except for I'm always prepared. I'm prepared to not be prepared. Okay. Mhm. It's me, and I'm on here, and I'm doing stuff. Okay. So, we are I wanted to do the Constitution, and I wanted to do stuff on the founding fathers, and I might do something still on John Adams, but I just I feel some kind of way about things. And I'm up in the air on everything that I want to do. I'm like really behind, and it seems like nothing really ever goes the way it's supposed to, and things just go haywire for no apparent fucking reason. I don't know. But I do know, I guess am gonna talk about what I've learned from this document, which really is nothing. This document has nothing to do with like the people. It like has nothing to do with the people. It's about government and how government should be ran. Although, it makes it seem like a lot of all this stuff isn't things they're supposed to be doing. But it's a cheat sheet. It gives you a way to cheat if you understand word magic. If you understand word magic, you can see all in here. This is a way to cheat. This was written by people who really did not want the government to survive. So it wrote ways in here to tear down the institution of America if you really want to. And if you take it's just like the Bible. If you take all of these, like what people say it means and what people if you just read the words, it is nothing like what people tell you. Like nothing like what they tell you. If you just read the words of this document and not know a fucking thing about it, and you read it, it's like, "Oh, yeah, no wonder we're falling apart because it's completely legal." They are allowed to do this. It's one of the reasons why they call those border invaders migrants, because if they're called migrants, it's legal. And they say there's another part in here that is saving the Slaves. No, it's not. It's making them cheaper so you can own more of them. Like this whole well, I haven't read past Article 1, Section 10. I haven't got to Article 2 yet. But what I've read so far, this document was written by highly educated people to fool the uneducated people. And then they say things like, this is good for you, and this is how government will be set up. And backwards talking. So you can't see the little hidden shit in here, right? There's one that says, it's a very important day, but it can be changed if needed. So whenever you feel like changing it, change it. And then you only take the full number of people after like 10 years. Even if those people that you took in the census 3 years ago and then added those with 3 years before that, all the way up to 10 years. And even if those people are dead, it does not matter because zoning. Like, they can zone on the amount of people in that area. And they bring all these space invaders in and call them migrants because it's completely legal. And this part right here, this part right here, right? It says representatives and direct taxes. Oh my God. See, I'm rejecting this document because it's bullshit. Anyway, representatives and direct taxes shall be apportioned among several states, which may be included within this union, according to their respective numbers, which shall be determined by adding the whole number of free persons. So that's ex-slaves and ex-indentured servants. And then it's going to include the indentured servants and the slaves, except for the Indians that are not taxed. And then 3/5 of all other persons. That would be white people. Because if they've got the whole, like the number of persons, um, wait a minute, adding the whole number of free persons, including those bound to a service of years. So it'd be free black people and indentured servants and every Indian that was not taxed. And then 3/5 of the slaves and the white people. Because white people were never indentured servants. At least not white people in America. But okay. But they word magic this to mean only 3/5 of the black people were counted so they could kill the other ones. No, this 3/5 has to include white people also because it's determined by adding the whole number of free persons. That would be ex-slaves and ex-indentured servants because those would be the only people that were free or would be considered to be free because they were bound at once. Okay. And then those bound to service for a term of years. So that's the indentured servants and the Indians that are not taxed. And then 3/5 of all other persons. That would be slaves and white people. Or at least that's what it seems like that says. And you could word magic that to mean anything you wanted. But okay. And then the actual enumeration shall be made within 3 years after the meeting of Congress. So really, it doesn't even matter how many people are there because you got to wait a couple years so you can add them all together for reasons. Okay. Every subsequent term of 10 years in such manner as they shall by law direct, the number of representatives shall not exceed one for every 30,000. This is zoning right here. This is why they wait, because just in case they don't have 30,000, they have a couple years. Every 3 years. So they just got to keep moving these space invaders in until they zone out all of the world, or all of America is going to be zoned out. This is absolutely insane. Okay, and this is another one that was altered by the 17th Amendment. So I can't wait to see all of this. Oh, here, hold on. The Congress shall assemble at least once every year, and such meeting shall be on the first Monday of December, unless they appoint a different day by law. Are you ragging on this day? Okay, well, we can wait because I am also ragging on this day. So let's wait a couple weeks. This is stupid. And I remember the other problem that I had with this. I don't know how to. Okay, I'm trying to. Okay. The other thing I saw with this was it said to be a senator or a representative, it says that you can't live in the state. Um, you can't live in the state that you're going to uh, work in. What did it say? It said it somewhere. Okay, right here. Right here. No person shall be a representative or senator, okay, who shall not, when elected, be an inhabitant of that state in which he shall be chosen. So, like, in my mind, it seems like they put names in a hat and they're like, you dude from California, you're going to be representative of Michigan. That is for sure what that seems like it says to me. And it says the same thing for the Senate also. You. And it says, who shall not, when elected, be an inhabitant of that state in which he is chosen. Why aren't we doing that? I don't know why we're not doing that because you can't be an inhabitant of the state that you're elected in. What's happening? And then this other thing, the taxes, the government, the Congress, those are the ones who make those. So if everybody has a problem with rich people and tax breaks, that's all 100% Congress. Congress does that. And Congress chooses how much money is worth because that's what they do. It's they just choose how much they want to give people, or they choose for the world how much stuff is, how much the money is, something like that. And then the France guy was like, no, we're not doing this. They had a whole fight over it. We read about it earlier. And notice it calls plantations are in the north. And the Articles of Confederacy were written in the north. And it turns out the Articles of Confederacy are not even as racist as this Constitution. It didn't even say anything about Slaves. But that uh, Confederation shit has its own shit it was really good up until smart people got a hold of it. Smart people. They had the smarts educated right out of them. Anyway, it's a whole thing. Look, this is, oh, see, and it says this for senators here. Also, shall not, when elected, be an inhabitant of that state for which he shall be chosen. So you choose some random guy from other state to be a representative. Is that what that means? Somebody should tell me that's what that means because I don't know. Okay. And there was something else. And then we're going to get to John Adams, I swear. This thing. Yeah, this is not what I was looking for. But yeah, you remember how during the Koofy Koof 10 plus 9, they were changing all the election shit? Yeah, turns out they're allowed to do that. Completely constitutional. See, this is a cheat sheet. Do you want to cheat and win America? Read the Constitution. There are so many things in here that if the wrong people get a hold of this information, we are completely fucked. And the wrong people have got a hold of this and figured it out, and we are completely fucked. Because, like Das Bible says, good people are not as smart as bad people. That's why you gotta look, you gotta stay ready, you gotta be ready. These people are fucking shitty. Look, and this says, look, shall assemble at least once every year. And such meeting will be first Monday in December unless they appoint a different day. Oh, this makes me so sleepy. What does it say? The 20th Amendment change the starting date for a session of Congress uh, to noon on the third day of January. So they must have had a hangover. Like, no, no, no. We got to sleep it off. These people are fucking insane. Oh, yeah. This whole journal thing. If they can choose what people can see. So they can write a whole bunch of, I was a traitor to America for like 30 years. I was in Congress. Black this out. This secret. They could write anything on that fucking paper. Like Joni loves Chachi. Secret. They can't see this. Just anything. They can write it down and it's secret for life. Except for the yays and nays. Um, hold on. Neither house during session of Congress shall, without consent of the other side, adjourn for more than 3 days, nor to any other place than that which the two houses shall be sitting. What does this mean? Do they have to go on vacation in the same place? What does it mean? Um, oh, yeah. This whole legislative thing. It doesn't say anything about a veto, but it says the president has 10 days to um, mm, satiate these greedy ass people. He's got 10 days. And if in those 10 days, if he doesn't agree with these assholes, they can take whatever bill he's like, I veto, and they can pass it anyway. 3/5. So if they don't like that the president told them no, they can do it anyway. Cheat sheet. This is not keeping shit fair, just for the record. Like, it's legitimately not. It's like, even if the president says no, there's 3/5 of us that'll say yes. So it doesn't even matter what you say, dude. Yeah, all you are is a mouthpiece. Fuck you. This is so crazy. Okay, so the House and the Senate have to pass the bill. They cannot pass a bill without the other side. Okay. Look, right here. Hold on. This is what I was saying early. Hold on. Every order, resolution, or vote with the concurrence of the Senate and House may be necessary, except for adjournment. It shall be presented to POTUS, and before the same shall take effect, shall be approved by him, or being disapproved by him, can be repassed by the House and the Senate according to the rules and limitations described in the case of a bill. We haven't read that yet. Then why the hell does it even need to go to the president? See what I'm saying? Cheat sheet. This is so insane. Why? Why? What is the point? Like, we can pass it anyway, but we're gonna give you the opportunity to go along with the cool kids. But if you don't go with the cool kids, you are shunned for life, dork. Okay. Hey, yeah, right here is what I was saying when I started this. Congress does the taxes and shit. Okay. It says Congress has power to lay and collect taxes, duties, imposts, and excise, to pay and provide, to pay the debts and provide for the common defense and general welfare of the United States. They don't do this at all, except for collect taxes and then send them to Ukraine. And then everybody thinks Ukraine is such a good guy, even though they're killing their own people. But okay, they say the Russians are doing it, but they're doing it to their own people because George Soros told them to. So anyway, the Congress, who's working for George Soros, collects the taxes, doesn't pay debts, does everything they can to suck the money out of the people, does not provide defense or general welfare. They hate their own country. But all duties, imposts, and excises shall be uniform throughout the United States. That don't happen. Like, not even a little bit does that happen. Not even a little bit does that happen. But they do borrow money on the credit of the United States. We have a bar tab that could wrap around the world 4 times. But here they go. This is why they had such a big deal with the uh what is it? The tariffs. How Trump wanted to make them equal, and they're like, no tariffs. Whatever. So they're regulating commerce with foreign nations and among the several states and with Indian tribes. Which I got something to say about that too. Because the British were in the Northwest. The British were in the West before the Americans were. The British in the West, remember, are enemies of the colonies. So what would you say if I said it seemed like the enemies of America that are in America didn't, like they're doing now with the liberals, go to them and tell them lies and make them believe it. So then the Indians are trying to fight the colonists, and the colonists blew them the fuck away, all because of an enemy who may or may not have written this paper. Just saying. Okay. And here we go with the shit. Okay. To establish a uniform rule of naturalization and uniform laws on the subject of bankruptcies throughout the United States. Well, that's how Trump does all of his bankruptcies. Congress. And who's been in Congress forever? Democrats. Chuck Schumer. And if everybody has a problem with Trump's bankruptcies, I'm sure Chuck Schumer had a lot to do with that. Okay. And then this one right here. The Congress has the power to coin money, regulate the value and of foreign coin, and fix the standards of weights and measures. Again, they can do that because they said so. Because this paper that they wrote, they want to have control of everything. This paper, written by bad guys. Okay. And they're going to provide for the punishment of counterfeiting. They establish post offices and post roads. So then shouldn't the post office ship be coming out of the federal budget? Because that's Congress and federal. So they don't need to raise the price of stamps to fucking $2 or whatever it is. $1. Anyway. Oh, here we go. This is a good one. I forgot about this one. To promote the progress of science and useful arts by securing for limited times to authors and inventors the exclusive right to their respective writings and discoveries. And then you'll find them unsubscribing themselves from God's YouTube with a hokey pokey to the back of the head. But it was totally self-inflicted because they figured out a cure for cancer. But he unsubscribed himself in the back of the head. It was a whole thing. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. Oh, hold on. To constitute tribunals inferior to the Supreme Court. Okay, so the Supreme Court has been a thing forever, it looks like. So why isn't it open to the public then? See, it's a real problem right here. So what does that mean? Constitute tribunals inferior. So like the appellate court or the superior, no, are they? Mm-mm. It might be appellate court and then superior judge and then justice of the Supreme Court. Yeah, it's justice of the Supreme Court, the appellate court, and then the superior judges for superior court. Something like that. I don't exactly remember. But anyways, to define and punish piracies and felonies committed on the high seas and offenses against the law of nations. I have not seen once. Okay. Okay. We're just okay. And then it says, uh, yeah, we did this one. This isn't the. Oh, yeah. Okay. Here we go. To raise and support armies but no appropriation of money to that use shall be for a term longer than 2 years. What about the forever war in the Middle East? They shouldn't be getting any money. And that war's been going on for fucking like 20 years. But okay. Says to provide and maintain a navy. Okay. To make rules for the government and regulation of the land and naval forces. They don't do that. They just told them all they could become women if they wanted. Okay. To provide for calling forth the militia to execute the laws of the Union, suppress insurrections, and repel invasions. They're getting around this, and I'm going to show you why. Here we go. Okay. Now, to suppress insurrections and repel invasions. And they do this by saying the migration or importation of such person as any of the states now existing think proper to admit shall not be prohibited by Congress prior to the year 1888. No, 1808. But a tax or duty may be imposed on such importation, not exceeding $10 for each person. That's why they're called migrants. So they can get away with it. And it's saying this was made, hold on, this was obsolete because it was to help protect the Slaves. It just made them cheaper. That's all it did was make them cheaper. And they're getting away with the shit going on at the border because they're called migrants. This right here was what I was supposed to be looking up. Right here, and I totally forgot. We're going to do this one tomorrow because I'm going to save it. I'm going to put it right here. Here we go. We're just saving that page. Okay. Hold on. No capitation or other direct tax shall be laid unless in proportion to the census or numeration before directed to be taken. I don't exactly know what that means. This is superseded by the 16th Amendment. So why are we reading it then? Okay. And there's another. Oh, here we go. Yeah. There was no, there was another one, another part, and it said something like, you can't, um, keep up your ships and stuff during times of peace. You couldn't stay ready because it was peaceful, and only the Congress could decide if you were in danger. Congress had to tell you you were being attacked. I mean, you couldn't tell you were being attacked unless Congress told you you were in danger of being attacked. Which, oh my God. It's like this paper, for as much as people like this document, it's literally smiling at you while it's punching you in the face. This, this is not a very good document. Yeah, it does kind of constrain Congress a tiny bit, but it also gives them a very large way out to where they don't have to stay in that belt and they can let their belly out. They can unbutton that bottom button to their fat ass stomach. It's, I don't know. I I don't know. This document does not seem like it what people say it is, because it's not. Okay. We are going on to John Adams. So let's see what this guy looks like. Oh, yeah. This is an old man with a lot of fucking secrets. Look, hold on. Can you see him? Hold on. Yeah, look, he's got really tired eyes. He's got really tired eyes. And remember, they sit for these portraits like this because this is how they want you to see them. They have to sit like this for a long ass time in order to be drawn like this. So, what's he trying to show here? He's inquisitive. I don't know. That's not an inquisitive face. He kind of looks like you just caught him doing something bad, don't it? Look, those eyebrows are on fleek, though. Look. ah, I don't know. Look at those jowls. I don't know. This guy looks like he might have a good time, but he has a lot of fucking secrets. And his eyes are tired. This is a bad guy. I don't know. But let's read about him because I seriously know nothing about this guy. What the fuck? How do you close it out? I don't know what's happening. No. There we go. Okay. Okay. So, John Adams. He is the second president of the United States. His son ends up being the sixth president. Um, Okay. John Adams was born yesterday in 2 days ago in 1735, and he died July 4th, 1826. He was an American statesman, attorney, diplomat, writer, founding father who served as the second POTUS from 1797 to 1801. Before his presidency, he was the leader of the American Revolution that achieved independence from British land. No, you're not. George Washington was. Oh my God. Well, we haven't read about George Washington yet, so I don't know, but we're just going to go with this guy. Okay. In the early years of the new nation, he served as the U.S. governor, as senior diplomat in Europe. Adams was the first person to hold the office of Vice Presidente of the United States, serving from 1789 to 1797. He was a dedicated diarist. What? He was a dedicated diarist and regularly corresponded with important contemporaries, including his wife and advisor, Abigail Adams, and his friend and political rival, Thomas Jefferson. Never be friendly with your competition. So, okay. Okay. So he was a lawyer and political activist prior to the revolution. Adams was devoted to the right to counsel and presumption of innocence. He defied anti British land sentiment and successfully defended British soldiers against murder charges arising from the Boston Massacre. Adams was a Massachusetts delegate to the Continental Congress and became a leader of the revolution. Enemy. So he's an enemy. I see. I was right. I was right. Thomas Jefferson also defended some of those British guys. He got them off, like two of them. Enemy. But okay. He assisted Jefferson in drafting the Declaration of Independence. I thought, no, no. The Declaration of Independence is different. And we haven't read that either. In 1776, and was its first primary advocate in Congress. As a diplomat, he helped negotiate a pre-peace treaty with British land and secured a vital governmental loans. Adams was the primary author of the Massachusetts Constitution in 1780, which influenced the United States Constitution, as did his essay, Thoughts on Government. Okay. Okay. Just okay. So I'm guessing the next document is going to be this one. Maybe I can um get somebody on here. Well, maybe I could join them on their channel and we could read this Declaration of Independence together. I don't know, but I gotta do something, huh? I gotta do something. Hold on. He was elected 2 terms as vice president under Washington, and then was elected the second president in 1796. He was the only president elected under the banner of the Federalist Party. No, it's not. Because if he was all about British people and he hated the anti-British shit, he was not a nationalist or a conservative. He was a fucking enemy who happened to be president and vice president. We've had a couple enemies be president and vice president. Seems to be a working theme. America loves its enemies, and you should not. You should not love your enemies. Evil comes from the heart. This is why do we get hoodwinked so much? Why? Why do we get hoodwinked so much? And then when people are told, dude, we're being hoodwinked, did you know their brains literally melt down and they can't handle it? It's a whole thing with those fucking people, man. Anyway, anyway, I do want to thank you for watching, and I do. Hold on one second. I'm trying to do stuff and I can't. I'm trying real hard. Hold on. Where am I at? Right here. Oh, what's happening in my life? I don't know. Oh my God. Oh, okay. Okay. So, yeah, okay. I do want to thank you for watching. I highly appreciate you. And here shortly, I will get visitors to come here on the party pad. Come here on the party pad. Come here to the party pad and read and explain some of these documents to us because that would be great. And I want to say on this Young Thug plea deal, I watch court. I love court. It's my favorite. Any court I'm not involved in, I am totally great with. I love court. Anyway, this Young Thug plea deal. I I was ragging on Doug Weinstein because I thought for sure Doug Weinstein would be the one to get the plea deal because he's the nerdiest looking one, and it's like, I don't know, I don't think that guy has the gumption. And I did not, because Brian Steele is such a good lawyer. I did not expect Young Thug to be like, "Oh, yeah, I plead guilty." My lawyer was gonna go to jail for me, but fuck that guy, I'm pleading guilty and I'm going home because I don't wanna wait 3 months to be acquitted. But whatever. In my way of thinking, I hope Shannon and Yak get acquitted, and then they can shit on everybody who left them, including Young Thug. And I don't even like rap. And I stepped out of my comfort zone to stand up for this guy just for him to just cower. It's like you've been in jail for 2 years, just sit there. When I went to prison, I didn't get no phone calls, and I didn't want phone calls, and I didn't want visitors. I didn't want anybody to fuck up what I was planning on doing, and I was planning on sitting right there and skipping the whole probation shit. And I was guilty as shit, and I sat in prison with no phone calls and no visits because I didn't want people making me feel bad because I gotta do what I gotta do, you know? You stand on your shit, man. And but then my dad said, "Hey, I would have took that plea deal too, because 12 idiots can say yes to anything. So I would have took it too." And it's like, no, but they did not prove a fucking thing. Dad, like they didn't prove anything. And then my dad's like, "Well, how do you know the jury sees it that way?" It's like, how could you not see it that way? But then they don't see all the shit that we see. They only know they keep getting kicked out of the courtroom for weeks at a time, but they're not supposed to know what's happening. And it's like, well, maybe the jury is gonna make them all guilty. But if I was a juror and they were fucking up my life for 2 years, oh, every single one of those dudes would have been innocent. Even if they were guilty, it don't matter. They're wasting my fucking time. Everybody's getting out of jail. That's I mean, that seems like it would be a good consequence for all the bullshit, right? Anyway, I don't know. I don't know. But I do want to tell you, learn word magic and then read this constitution and then tell me what you think. Just learn a little bit of word magic and then read the constitution, and maybe you see it different than I do. And again, I haven't read past section 1 of the Constitution, so I have no idea what else it says other than what we just read in section 1 over the past couple days. And then the little notes section that I just did today because I'm feeling some kind of way. um, but hopefully on Monday we'll have a visitor at the party pen to maybe go over some of the Constitution with us. It'd be great. Anyway, learn word magic and then keep your head up, your mouth moving, your nose clean, your shoes tied. Don't get ready, stay ready, listen up. Be good in the world, be good at the world. And remember, those that listen to metal are those that do it the absolute fucking best. Love you. Bye.